Chapter 27. Max was suspiciously empty for a Thursday night, meatly for a birthday party, or than a tur. Regulars at the bar, the dining room was quiet. Quiet except for the corner booth, where Annie's cackles and Hazel's voice could be heard as soon as Noah walked in. He'd agreed to meet Hazel here, even though he'd offered to pick her up. They hadn't seen each other since the day on his boat, and he had thought of nothing else in the 2 days since then. His brain had been a 24-hour non-stop Hazel-aeon ever since. The feel of her lips, the way she looked in his clothes, her laugh, the way she'd trusted him, her taste, dear God, her taste. He had just barely been a functioning member of society, and that had only been with the help of lots of coffee and twice daily cold showers, but they'd both been busy. He had several unexpected end-of-season tours, plus all his homework trying to get his vacation rental plans in order, and Hazel had been busy putting all her new spooky season books out, as she'd called them, and it just didn't seem appropriate to waltz into someone's place of business and declare your love for them, although it had worked for Logan. So he'd offered a ride to the party and had hoped they could talk on the drive over, but Hazel threw a wrench in that plan too. She'd insisted on just meeting him there, so all his important declarations would have to wait until after the party. He glanced around the room on his way to the table. At the moment it wasn't much of a party at all. "Hey, everyone. Hey, Noah," Jeannie smiled. "We were just talking about you." Uh-oh. His gaze landed on Hazel's glowing face and she grinned at him. "Hazel was just telling us all about how you saved her life," Annie said with a raised eyebrow. "It was quite the harrowing tale." Noah's smile grew, his gaze never leaving Hazel's face. "Oh, yeah, that was a good day." Hazel's cheeks turned bright pink and Noah was sure he heard Logan groan, but he didn't spare a glance for his friend. "According to Hazel, there were 20-foot waves and gale force winds," Jeannie added. "The boat was rocking and you were taking on water," Annie chimed in. "Hazel nearly fell overboard into shark-infested waters. She would have if you hadn't steered the boat to safety just in the nick of time." Annie and Jeannie nearly fell over each other in a fit of may have exaggerated a little, Hazel said with a shrug. "Just a little," Noah laughed. "You'd make a good fisherman." Hazel's smile was big and bright. She was surrounded by her friends on her birthday, and Noah knew Hansef was mission accomplished. If nothing else came of this night, at least he knew he'd given Hazel the adventurous send-off to her 20s that she'd wanted. "I'm going to get another round of drinks," Hazel said, already scooting out of the booth. "Noah, want to help me?" "Yeah, I'm sure he'd like to help you with a lot of things," Annie nearly shouted as they walked away. "Oh God," Hazel muttered. "I might have to make Annie's a seltzer," Noah chuckled. He bumped her arm, leaning to whisper in her ear. "Happy birthday, Hayes." She peered up at him, cheeks flushed. "Thanks." She was wearing a red shirt dress, cinched at the waist to show off her curves, complete with a tantalizing row of little white buttons down the front. She looked beautiful, amazing, perfect. He should tell her that. He used to be good at this sort of thing. He forgot when that used to be. Amber was at the bar. "Another round," Hazel told her. "And add one for Noah." "Sure thing." Amber gave him a little smirk, as though she remembered when he used to be different, and that now she saw exactly what had changed about him, and why. They leaned against the bar as they waited for the drinks, and there were so many things Noah wanted to say that the words all jammed up in his throat. Should he lead with, "So I may have accidentally fallen in love with you because you are kind and sweet and beautiful and funny and so freaking perfect for me, and I really hope you could someday love me too, even though I'm basically an irresponsible idiot," or was that the sort of thing he should build up to? Maybe just, "How are you?" or "I've missed you," or "What are you reading? Tell me all about it." While he was debating with himself on where to begin, Hazel spoke first. "I wanted to tell you that I know," she said, her cheeks pinkening. What, she knew? She knew he was madly in love with her. She didn't look horrified or disgusted, so that was probably a good start. "Do you mean, I know that it was you, and I think it's really sweet, and I'm not sure what else you have planned for tonight, but just know that I really appreciate it, and A wrinkle of worry appeared between her brows, right as the realization of what she was saying dawned on Noah, and the expression on his face must have given away just how confused he was. Hayes's face fell. "Shit," I thought. "Shit. Oh no. Oh no no no. Hayes, wait, listen, no, I's my fault. I jumped to conclusions and I should have realized when you said you were leaving that it couldn't have been you. I'm not leaving." I mean, I am leaving, but only for a few months. Tops and single quotes. Noah, really, it's fine. You don't have to pretend. She was pulling away from him, her smile dimming, and he hated it. He had to make it right. Hayes, just let me explain. He reached for her hand, but at that exact moment, her dad's, a woman holding two dogs wearing matching sweaters, the entire Dream Harbor Book Club, Hazel's bookstore employees, George from the bakery, and a half-dozen other residents Noah didn't recognize crammed through the door. The mayor was holding a giant bundle of balloons. Frank had a cake. The dogs were also wearing bow ties. The book club was yelling, "Happy birthday!" It was her party. And Hazel had thought he was the one throwing it. She thought he'd planned this whole summer for her, and in reality, he hadn't done a damn thing. Shit. Noah watched the emotions flicker across Hazel's face in rapid succession. Shock, confusion, surprise, and he didn't miss the flash of disappointment in him before she plastered a happy smile on her face. Dad, Mom, Frank? What is this? Happy birthday, Hazelnut? Mayor Kelly was beaming as he walked toward Hazel. We got you good, huh? It's like a reverse surprise party. I surprised you? Hazel asked, and the mayor frowned. No, that's not what I meant. Hazel laughed. Just kidding, Dad. I get it. This is so wonderful. Thank you. Mayor Kelly thrust the bundle of balloons at Noah, so he could hug his daughter. Noah stood there, frozen, with balloons in his face, and Hazel's words running on a loop in his mind. Did you like our little clues? He asked, pulling away. Hazel's gaze flicked to Noah before returning to her dad. That was you? She asked, and Noah hated the undercurrent of hurt he heard in them. Disappointment, embarrassment. Yep. Well, I had helped to hide them. A few of the book club members helped me pick the books, and that sweet new employee of yours, Lindsay, I think. She was very helpful. She hid them for us. Mayor Kelly beamed. We thought it would be a fun little scavenger hunt for you. Your father thought it would be fun. The woman with the dogs moved in for a hug. I thought you'd be mad about your inventory. Thanks, Mom. I'm going to pay for the books. Good to know, Dad. It was all in the dream I had. Except I think there was treasure in it somewhere. And definitely something about pirates. Pete shook his head. Anyway, it gave me this great idea for a scavenger hunt. We know, Pete, the woman, Hazel's mom, patted his arm affectionately. And look, it worked out perfectly. Noah would like to argue that it hadn't worked out exactly perfectly, but that definitely wouldn't help anything. Even though, judging by Hazel's face, she felt the same way. Thanks, Frank. Hazel gave the other man a hug, the two dogs now circling Noah's legs. Despite their dapper attire, they didn't have any manners, and were aggressively sniffing Noah's shoes, making little excited snorts and huffs when they sniffed something particularly interesting. Between the dog inspection and the balloons, he was trapped. The rest of the guests were gathering around now, hugging the birthday girl and leaving presents on the bar. Mac had emerged from the back and was helping Amber fill drink orders, and Hazel was getting further and further away from him. Amber lifted the balloons from his fist. He glanced at her and found her with a knowing smirk, as she tied the balloons to the bar. You got it bad for her, huh? He slouched onto the nearest stool. The dogs had found someone else to sniff. Yeah. You screwed it up? He ran a hand through his hair. Maybe? I'm not really sure yet. What? Noah? She sounded exasperated. What? Amber sighed. It's her birthday. Just tell her the truth. Right. He watched Hazel greet her guests, smiling and thanking them, but that hint of sadness hadn't left her face. He could see it in the tightness of her smile, the furrow of her brow. Maybe he hadn't screwed it up yet. Maybe he just hadn't really tried. Maybe it was time that he did. The truth, he repeated. But Amber was gone, serving the party guests. The truth was, he was in love with Hazel Kelly, and it was damn time he told her that, until lo, next to me I thought I'd find you out here. Hazel looked up from the bench outside of Mac's to find Logan standing over her. She'd been studying her feet, wishing she'd brought her purse out with her. She had an emergency book in there. Music and laughter spilled out of the bar after Logan, lingering in the quiet night even after the door had closed. It was delightfully cool outside. A pleasant reprieve after the heat of the party. 3. The worst part of all, not that she would admit it right now, or maybe ever, that this was not in fact Noah's grand "I'm actually in love with you" gesture. Just the thought of Noah's confused face right before her party burst through the door was enough to have Hazel's cheeks heating up all over again. Logan was quiet, patient, sturdy, while she thought of a way to explain it. In the end, all she came up with was, "It's all just so embarrassing." Is it the singing? I've always hated the part when everyone sings to you at a birthday party. Everyone's staring at you. He shuddered at the thought. Hazel laughed. I know. I remember your 16th birthday when you just walked out of the room when Nana brought in the cake. Logan huffed. I told her I didn't want the singing part. It's not the singing. I don't know. She shrugged. It's the fact that the whole town was like, you know who really needs to get out more? Hazel Kelly. We should leave her a trail of clues to get her out of that bookstore and into the world. Dusty, boring old Hazel. Hazel Rainbow Kelly. Logan's voice was serious, stern, like she was in trouble. If you tell Annie my real middle name, I'll kill you, I don't doubt it. But that is not what anyone thinks of you. I guess, she said, although she was not at all convinced. Why wouldn't people think that? She thought it about herself. Or at least she had before Noah showed her. Maybe she was more fun than she realized. It was why she'd followed the damn clues in the first place. Your dad wanted you to have some fun. A birthday scavenger hunt. And this crazy town helped him do it. That's it. No one thinks you're boring. Especially not Noah. Hazel grimaced. Oh God. The whole town knows he was helping me, don't they? Logan made a non-committal noise that Hazel took as a definite yes. She groaned. That makes it even worse. Why did she have to admit to Noah that she thought he'd planned this whole thing right as her damn party walked through the door? If she'd kept her mouth shut for 30 more seconds, he'd never have to know the truth. He'd never have to know that she harbored secret hopes that he'd planned the whole thing. That her secret birthday wish was he had deeper feelings for her than just a summer fling. He likes you, as a friend. Or a hookup. No, no way. Not a friend. Logan frowned. Certainly not a hookup. He's got it bad for you, Hayes. I've never seen him like this about anyone before. He's been different this summer. He's in there right now talking to your dad about a short-term rental plan he has for those old beach shacks. Like he has a whole business proposal and everything, really? Logan nodded. Must be that prefrontal cortex firming up. What? Never mind. All I know, Logan went on, is that he's serious about you. But I thought he was leaving. Apparently his sister has been told to go on bed rest for a few weeks. He's just going home to help out. If the elaborate plan he's explaining to your dad is any indication, he's definitely coming back. Oh, Hazel didn't know what to do with that information, but she was glad she had it. She'd file it away for later when she had time to process it. She already knew Noah was so much more than she'd initially thought he was. Was it so surprising that he could have real feelings for her? Oh, and Jeannie is really sorry for convincing you that Noah was behind the clues. Obviously your dad didn't fill us in on this little plan. I'm not mad at Jeannie. Okay, good. And don't be mad at Noah either. Yeah, okay. Or your dad's. Fine. Or this whole crazy town. I really feel like you of all people should be with me on this one, but fine. I'm not mad at anyone, and I'll try to get past my overdeveloped feelings of embarrassment. Very good. She leaned against him, her oldest friend. Sit with me for another minute? Of course. Thanks, Logan. Happy birthday, Rainbow. I will kill you. He leaned over and planted a kiss on the top of her head. Love you too.